You want to know what I think is funny? Is that I don't think you should change the woman. I think you should change the woman, if that makes sense. Meaning, like, don't try to change the person that she is. Just date someone else that fits the shit that you're on. Morning, Peachy. How are you doing today? You all right? You have to excuse me. My cat was stressed out because of the fireworks. Morning, YouTube. What's going on? Today, all right, I want to talk about this whole thing that popped up on my timeline. And certain topics, when I see them, they pull at me to talk about. So this is one of them. So basically, you make a long story short, Keke Palmer went to a show, with Usher. Go figure, right? And her baby daddy's all over Twitter, pissed off about, the see-through outfit or whatever outfit that she was wearing when she was there. And it was one of those topics that I kept, I've been wanting to talk about stuff later, but something just was like, you know what, let's talk about this now. Like, I literally went to get breakfast. I was like, no, I'm just going to do this and get it over with. Lately, I've been, kicking out videos very fast. All right. Now, there's a couple angles that you can attack this from. One, and I'm just shooting from the hip with this. One, all right, if that's not your woman, if that is just your baby mama, shut the fuck up. Like, and let me tell you why, right? Because look, if that's not the woman that you're actively in a relationship with and y'all just have kids, you really don't have no say so. Like, you really, really don't. And in return, she don't have no say so in your life. But look, I kind of feel that way. I kind of understand it because I understand that. And I'm getting tongue tied. I understand, a guy that, feels like a woman is a representation of him. I do understand that thinking, and I get it. And I understand that further, being that you had kids with this woman and she's out dressed however she's dressed. But you gotta understand something. If that's not actively the woman you're in a relationship with, there is nothing you can do about it. Hell, the way I feel about stuff, even when you are actively in a relationship with a person, you can't do nothing about it. That's just my take on that. And this is this person where I feel like he messed up at. Look, if you are around a woman for a period of 6 months to a year, or just dating, or whatever the case may be, right? You got a pretty good idea of how this woman carries herself. Like, if the woman you're dating is on some old I want to be butt naked damn near in public type shit, and that's not something you could deal with, don't deal with it. Like, I kind of do empathize with them because I kind of understand it. Like, because I think most men kind of go through this, where it's like the woman you either date or have kids with or whatever, or whoever you feel like you're dealing with. Because it sounds like he deals with her to some degree outside of the child. You feel like you're supposed to have some sort of say-so, like, to some degree. But the fact of the matter is you don't. Like, and personally, just with me, this is why I'm a fan of not, like, trying to control people. Because when you don't control people, you find out exactly who you're dealing with. When you just let a motherfucker be themselves, when you just let someone act how they're going to act, not based off how they react to you, they're going to act exactly how they want to act. If that woman has it in her to go out dressed half-ass naked, that's what she's going to do. If that woman has it in her to kiss Usher in the mouth, that's what she's going to do. If that girl has it in her to go get shots poured out her mouth all night and come home to you, that's what you're going to do. Now, my whole thing on this whole thing is, what are you going to do about it? Like, because if you're a guy, if you're Keke Palmer's baby daddy and you seen her out dressed this way, right? And this is let's take it from the perspective that this is your girl. And this is this is like a problem for you. You can discuss it, and she's gonna continue to do it. Leave it alone, dead the relationship, leave it and move on. Cause I'm telling you, the way women think, like they I'm not gonna listen to a man shit, that unapologetic woman shit going on. Cool, but my whole thing is to the man in this situation. There's literally nothing you can do about it. Just if that's something you can't deal with, break up with her and move on, right? Now, to the women that kind of get upset about this type of thought, is like this, right? Here's the thing. You can't make men stay with you. You know what I mean? Either he's gonna stay or he's not gonna stay. Either he fucks with you like that or he doesn't fuck with you like that. Your actions and the things that you do, like, okay, you can't be an unapologetic woman and expect nothing to come from it, is my point. Like, if you're gonna be an unapologetic woman, you don't give a fuck about what men think, you're gonna do what you wanna do, be cool with what you lose in the process of doing so. Now, again, as far as me, if you had to ask me personally, how I feel about it. I mean, look, what I've come to understand, what she thinks is showing skin and what I think is showing skin are two completely different definitions. We've already had that talk. Like, to me, she would have to do something really like outlandish, like, for it to be a lot. Like, to her, like, her showing skin, like, that's how you know you dealing with a lady. When she feels like she's showing a little bit of skin, might be, oh, I don't know if maybe I'm being a bit revealing. I don't know, maybe I'm doing a little bit. Because what I've seen in women is like motherfuckers in their early 20s or either motherfuckers in that life, like, they don't care how they dress. A motherfucker that's later in their 20s that's kind of getting to their maturity a little bit, they kind of care about how they look to people, like, more so. Like, you don't want a motherfucker looking at you and feeling like they seeing too much, I guess. Like, and what I'm saying is that I've seen other girls say this before. Like, I've heard other girls, like, down the line, just in my experience, be like, you know, when I was younger, I used to have my skirt up my ass, and now I'm like 24, like, not 24, like, now I'm 28, about to be 30. I don't like dressing like that. It's not becoming of me. You know what I mean? What I'm basically saying is this pretty much depends on the woman you're dealing with. Which is why I think he's on some dumb shit, because it's like, bro, that's not even your girl. Like, you are not in a relationship with this woman. You are really being on some controlling baby daddy shit. Like, and the thing about the baby daddy, baby mama shit, like, bro, when you got a baby mama and y'all not together, she feel like it's like double time to like turn up. Like, y'all, unless y'all have a solid relationship, but if y'all just talking or whatever the case may be, bro, if you are not in that girl's life, like, for real, then what authority do you have? Let me put it to you like this, right? As far as the baby mama, baby daddy thing, you have to understand what type of person you are dealing with. Honestly. Like, if this person, you gotta, bro, you can't be getting women pregnant that you know act like this. Like, don't give a fuck about your opinion. Don't listen to you. Like, want to do what the fuck they want to do. Like, okay, you cannot be a man that gets a woman pregnant who just wants to do her own shit. Meaning, like, she don't want to listen to you. She's not taking in things that you say. Like, because you got to think about it, right? You as a man, you do have to have some sort of level of, like, control over what the fuck is going on. Because you can't let this shit be a free-for-all all the time. Because if you let a motherfucker move based on how they feel every time, then they'll start making very irrational and poor decisions that'll fuck up shit you got going on. You know what I mean? And it sounds to me that this dude physically was attracted to Keke Palmer, but doesn't like the type of person that she is. Like, because if he liked the type of person and the type of shit she was on, he'd be cool with this. He'd be like, okay, she's out, she's just dancing with us. We wouldn't be talking about this. But what most men try to do is they try to date strippers and then turn them into housewives, or date motherfucking women of the night or whatever, like bartenders, strippers, like motherfuckers that want to be at the club drunk all the time. Y'all want to date these women and turn them into mothers. Like, and it don't work like that, bro. You don't hand a baby to a person like that. Think about it like this. Would you give a motherfucker that was not good with money your money? Like, you gotta look at it that way. Like, if this motherfucker is not really ready to sit down and be a mom, and I mean, like, be a real mom, not none of that drop that kids off at the grandma bullshit. If your girl is not really ready to be a real full-time dedicated mom, don't hand her the kid. Like, because somebody, like, okay, that mom portion of the of being in a child's life, but I'm getting off the Keke Palmer thing. That mom portion is so important. Like, the mom can literally make or break a child. That's how serious it is. And y'all be out here just giving babies to motherfuckers that are on wanting to dance and twerk around and all this other shit. Listen, I get it that women, you know, want to do what the fuck they want to do. Y'all are your own people. But at the same time, you got to be willing to deal with the consequences of the type of people you date. Like, and I'm not excluded from it either. Meaning, like, okay, if this person is the kind of person that just wants to be outside and that's who she is, not what she's acting like, then you, my guy, have to deal with that. feel like the dude is at fault in this situation. Because the thing about it is, bro, look, like, okay, even in my situation with my own baby mama, I blame myself. I don't even really blame her like I blame her for certain shit, but I try not to blame her like that. Because when I look back at it, I picked that woman. Whether I like to say it or not, or feel whatever way or not, I picked that woman. You cannot give a baby to a motherfucker that will not listen to you. Like, I cannot stress that enough. If a motherfucker want to do what the fuck they want to do, you'll just be having a baby with a person that's on bullshit. And I'm telling you, you don't want to go down that path. If your girl don't see it as important for you to see your child or you to be a part of your child's life, I'm not even. I'm taking it off her being undressed like that. If you can't even so much as even like tell her, listen, I think the things you're wearing is, you know, like too much. Like, and she can't receive that and see where you're coming from, you might have a lot bigger of a problem than you really think. But again, I'm not a fan of controlling people, not my problem. But at the same time, it's like, bro, you cannot expect a person to do what the fuck you want to do when that's what they've been on since you met them. Like, she's probably been doing this type of shit. And I don't know Keke Palmer from a can of paint, so I don't got nothing really negative to say. But I'm just saying, like, from the aesthetic that I'm seeing, it's like, okay, bro. You pretty much got to take that L. If you break up with this girl, just take the L. Fuck that kid. Let her keep that motherfucker. And I know most men don't like to hear that shit. Look, when you give a baby to a motherfucker, that is who you share the baby with. Like, your baby mama is up there bent over on some nigga in the club, whatever the case may be. These be the women y'all date. So just, again, it's something I want to talk about. It was burning a hole in my stomach. I'm gonna go eat my breakfast and enjoy my peace and quiet. Y'all have a good evening.